Hello, my fam. I hope you are enjoying your weekend and make the most of today after you finish watching this in its entirety. I have so much to catch you up on because yesterday and Friday, I gave you guys music reaction videos to the new Lana, Miley, Ariana song and also to the new Halsey song. I love making those and I'm passionate about music. Check those out if you haven't. I also think variety is smart and good for my channel. So today, a daily recap. You may think I'm going to talk about Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello, but I'm not, because I'm saving that for my podcast. Also being smart. The Perez Hilton podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts or directly at perezpodcast.com. I will talk about PewDiePie and his awfulness though. And I will talk about Felicity Huffman's sentence. So if you haven't heard, Felicity Huffman was sentenced to jail. She got less time than was asked of the judge by the prosecutors. Prosecutors recommended 1 month in prison and a $20,000 fine. The judge flipped that a little bit and gave Felicity a $30,000 fine, a year of supervised release, 14 days in jail. I'm gonna assume she'll have to do all of them, and 250 hours of community service. Oh God, I'm gonna embarrass myself and count. Let's say she does 10 hours a day. In 1 week, she can do 50 hours, 50, 100, 150, 200. So, you know, if she's working full time, she could be done with her community service in 5 weeks, plus 14 days in jail, plus the $30,000 fine, plus everything that she's already been through, the embarrassment, the loss of work. Although I don't think she will in the long term lose that much work because she right away owned up to her mistakes and handled her mess with as much grace as possible. Unlike Lori Loughlin, whom, now that we have a number for Felicity Huffman, I would say Lori must be sentenced to no less than 3 months in jail, right? If not more. I mean, they say on paper that she faces up to 40 years in prison. There's no way, zero chance that Lori Loughlin will get sentenced to 40 years in jail. But I think, you know, this now being done with and knowing what's coming her way is probably good for Felicity Huffman and her family, and I send her a flower. This was calling my name today, saying sit here, this way, next to this. I send this to all of you as well. All right, let me have some water. My kids are at cardio. Even though I took spin class this morning, I'm gonna get to PewDiePie, so I wanted to make sure I was hydrated. But before I get to PewDiePie, you guys, an epic, iconic, beloved member of my fam, Whitney Mixon, sent me a box of goodies. First, I hope she doesn't get mad. I am going to re-gift some of it to my mom. Spoiler alert for my family personal channel, that hasn't happened yet, but I plan to at some point give her some stuff. But for me, she gave me some wonderful face masks, some under eye pads, and La Mer. La Mer, that's expensive. So thank you, Whitney Mixon. Also, thank you, the Curly Whisperer, for all of your generosity. You are so kind and you are so appreciated. And last but not least, thank you to T. Marie and Kevin Murphy. You guys who super chatted me are superstars. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to super chat me, hit the dollar icon during the live premiere on YouTube, and make sure you got the notifications turned on so that we can live chat during every video premiere. Okay, I mentioned PewDiePie, and I, on this channel, said, I think PewDiePie has done some growing up this year. I think PewDiePie has matured and evolved, and maybe he isn't as bad as he used to be. I was wrong. I think PewDiePie just trolled YouTube, but he trolled it in a way that fueled awfulness from some of his awful followers. I don't even like saying the word anti-blank, because that may show up and the robots reading this video may flag it. But let's just say there's a lot of groups of people that follow PewDiePie, and he's cultivated that audience. Not all of his followers are awful, but a lot of them flock to him. Not fans of this group of people, really dislike that group of people. On his own, Felix PewDiePie decided that he was going to make a donation of $50,000 to the Anti-Defamation League. And he wasn't even going to use his own money, by the way. This was all a promo with some sponsor. Which makes me think, was this all done in cahoots with the sponsor? If so, how sad. Because I believe the Anti-Defamation League, well, you know what? It sucks that he's even making me question it. I personally have never heard anything negative about the Anti-Defamation League. But I would imagine that, people might have bad things to say about any organization. People might have bad things to say about PETA. I might have bad things to say about this LGBT nonprofit. There's going to be critics for anybody and anything. And as a result of negative feedback that he got for his announced donation, PewDiePie rescinded it while making a video where he was wearing an iron cross. An iron cross is what many members of the party that Adolf guy was a member of in Germany, they would wear iron crosses. The optics of PewDiePie wearing an iron cross while making a video announcing that he wasn't going to make a donation to the Anti-Defamation League. It's a Jewish anti-hate group. This guy is the most followed person on YouTube. I don't think he needs to be a role model, but I do think that he needs to not be this. It's a good thing I don't watch his videos. How can you defend him? Any of my followers or his followers that may be watching this, what's your defense of that? It all just seemed to placate the awful people, to fuel the awfulness, and the Iron Cross, he may never, probably will never change. Hopefully he will, but that's low. That's so low. He had to have known. Do not claim ignorance. Okay? No. Maybe if you're a dumb American, but he's Swedish. And in Europe, they know the significance of the Iron Cross. Enough. Enough of him. I'm over him. ¿Quién es esa niña? Who's that girl? All right. I will get more into this on my podcast because I have to be very careful what I say on YouTube and Facebook. But there have been 911 calls that were released that were made allegedly about altercations that went down at Jennifer Aniston's house, leading many people to do the math, put the pieces together, and theorize that there was a lot of drama with her and her ex-husband, Justin Theroux. I believe it. I believe it. I mean, to be fair, I strive to be balanced and fair and make sure that you hear as much information as possible so that you can come to your own conclusion. Team Aniston says that these 911 calls that were made were pranks. People were pranking her. I don't know, because one of them involved an alleged incident of an alleged incident, right? And she was then spotted wearing a brace, like she had injured herself after this alleged date happened. I don't know. I think there's something there, and I'll get into it more in the podcast. Speaking of reactions, much like the reaction that a lot of people had to PewDiePie, a lot of people had strong reactions to Nick Jonas being on the cover of Cigar Aficionado magazine. He is 29, 30 years old and on the cover of this magazine, which a lot of folks think doesn't promote health. And in the past, he was a big advocate of health and wellness and being a healthy advocate and role model because he is a diabetic. Is smoking cigars good for diabetics? I mean, probably nothing is. I mean, I don't know. Booze probably isn't, but they probably still, you got to live your life. I wasn't that bothered by it. I think it's gross. I don't think his fans are 12 anymore, so he doesn't owe it to them. If he was 18 and on the cover of Cigar Aficionado, that would be something else. But a lot of people were also highlighting the fact that Nick's wife, Priyanka Chopra, has asthma. Hopefully he's not smoking around her. And she's got hardcore asthma. She talks about it and needs an inhaler at all times near her. Ay, ay, ay. All right. I caught up this weekend on some of my YouTube viewing, and I watched this Trisha Paytas video of her making out with her couch. And the majority of YouTube did not like the video. The dislikes far outnumbered the likes. It was like 75% dislikes to 25% likes. Personally, I loved the video. I'm not gonna do it because I don't want you disliking this video, but I was tempted to make out with this ceramic mug. But I'm not. I'm smarter than that. Although it's real tempting. Why do people dislike it so much? That's silly trolling. That's not hurtful. Nobody forced anybody to watch that video. I loved it. All right, in other wacky news, Kim Kardashian spent most of this week in New York for New York Fashion Week and also doing promo for her new Skims shapewear collection. She went out to dinner with her friends, and of all places in the world and all people in the world, Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian's cheating baby daddy, ended up randomly going to eat at that same restaurant at that same time. And coincidentally, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians crew was filming. Y'all, Kris Jenner is working so hard to secure that renewal bag. Are you really gullible enough to believe that that was all coincidence? No, that was Kris Jenner. Or maybe just Kim Kardashian directly. There's no chance that that was coincidence. Kim also appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon and confirmed that Kanye wants to move the family to Wyoming and confirmed that he bought that $14 million ranch. Kanye's got expensive taste. $14 million. The crazy thing is that's probably not even that much money for them. However, Kim said the following: "We love Wyoming. It's always been such an amazing place. My husband just did buy a ranch there, and his dream and his vision is to move there. I love LA, so I envision summers, I envision some weekends, but yeah, we love it." So they're not gonna move there. She loves LA, she loves her family, she loves the lifestyle, she loves the showbiz, baby. It's what she always dreamed of. But you know who does not love the showbiz anymore? Terrence Howard. He revealed in a new interview that he is retiring from acting. He says, "I'm done with acting. I'm done pretending." Okay. The follow-up question was if he was planning to do something in the charitable world. He said, "No, not philanthropy. I'm just focusing on bringing truth to the world." That's when you know you've got a lot of money. When you have so much money in the bank that you could retire and do whatever you want, that's the dream. That's the goals. There's another beautiful, let's move. Oh, yes. There's another pretty one there. Oh, I should have been here the whole time. That's more pleasing on the eye level. All right, let's talk some music news and some of my favorite people. Oh, I should have done it there the whole time. Britney Spears has been enjoying some R&R. She has made the most of her 90% alone time because she's only got her kids 10% of the time. And she's been in Hawaii on vacation. Live it up. From Britney to her pal Miley Cyrus, Miley's live-in girlfriend, Kaitlynn Carter, the ex of Brody Jenner and The Hills star, was just spotted wearing a ring on her engagement finger. And that ring had the letter M on it. I pray that they get engaged or got engaged and elope real soon. I would love that. In more music news, there's actually Miley, Britney, and now another former child star, Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter just appeared on The Doctors, and he revealed the following. I'm going to read it verbatim because a lot of people in the mental health community have reached out to me saying that some of the diagnosis or things that he's saying are outdated. They're not called that anymore. Some are redundant. Some people even questioned if he was telling the truth. Aaron Carter said this, and I quote, "The official diagnosis is that I suffer from multiple personality disorder, schizophrenia, acute anxiety. I am manic depressive. I'm prescribed Xanax, Seroquel, gabapentin, hydroxyzine, trazodone, and omeprazole." hold on, I gotta make sure I knew I didn't add it to the podcast. He also appeared with his mother, and his mom is struggling with her own issues, mainly booze and drinking way too much. Ay, ay, ay. Sad. What also alarms me is that he purchased Bang Bang. I have to speak in code. He purchased a lot of Bang Bang. Do you think somebody with all of these things going on and on so much medication should buy Bang Bang? I don't. I am really concerned for Trisha Paytas, who's been hanging out with him. Molly, you in danger, girl. I hope he gets it together. All right, on to lighter news, more music news. Alex Rodriguez revealed in a new interview that both he and Jennifer Lopez's exes are all invited to their upcoming wedding. Would you invite your exes to your wedding? I would think most normal people wouldn't, but this is a great podcast one too. Most normal people wouldn't, but they're not normal. In fact, they want it to be talked about. So they want as many folks there that'll get them attention as possible. Oh wait. Oh man. Okay. So yes, have any of you gone to see J-Lo's new movie yet? I have not had a chance to see it, but it keeps getting great reviews. So congratulations, J-Lo. All right. Felicity Huffman is on her way to jail, but Mike, the Situation Sorrentino, is recently released. Welcome back, Mike. The situation is over. He spent 8 months behind bars for tax evasion. And the Jersey Shore crew, I'm sure, is thrilled. Also, DEMI MOORE has released some excerpts from her new autobiography, which comes out later this month. I would imagine that a lot more juicy info is going to start coming out. But right now, there's not too much. Smart. She's trying to probably save it all for her book. But one little tidbit, she reveals that early on in her relationship or marriage to Ashton Kutcher, she suffered a miscarriage. And then she had been clean and sober for a long time. Sometime around the Ashton years or just after, she relapsed. And I'll have the link down below to read more about what Demi has to say if you care about her. In happier baby news, DJ Khaled is expecting a second child with his baby mama, another boy. Congratulations to him. Unfortunately, though, Jeremy Renner's ex-wife, Sunny Pacheco, is seeking full custody of their daughter and did not tell the court why she thinks that's necessary. That is so weird to me. I think if you're making that kind of request, like if you're requesting sole custody and you go to the judge and you say that, then and there, I think you should explain why. But no, she has until a hearing in November to make the case as to why. Weird. I also was thinking about babies and the British royals, and I am Perez Adamus, and I'm calling it. Harry and Meghan said that they'll have 2 kids max, right? I'll bet you anything that after Harry and Meghan have their second child, Kate and William will have a fourth and final, just to get more attention and one up Meghan and Harry. I think I know my British royals really well. Also this week, there was some drama with SHERYL CROW and Taylor Swift's Masters and blah, 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 blah. I don't care enough about that to really go into it. But if you care, you can click the link down below to read more. And that's it, my fam. I will be back tomorrow with another daily recap. So back to our regularly scheduled programming. I love you. Have a beautiful and blessed day. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share this video and leave a comment down below. Liking and commenting helps my video be seen by more people in suggested search on YouTube. Subscribe to this channel if you're not yet, and my family channel, The Perez Hilton. Make sure you've got your notifications turned on. Listen to my podcast where it's totally uncensored, unfiltered, The Perez Hilton Podcast with Chris Booker on Apple Podcasts or directly at perezpodcast.com. Sign up for my newsletter at pereznewsletter.com. Follow me and the website across social media, The Perez Hilton and Perez Hilton, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Snapchat, and TikTok. Sign up for my newsletter at pereznewsletter.com. And of course, read perezhilton.com every day throughout the day. I love you. Group hug.